Hi, we're here today with Jim Murphy from Car Appraisal. Jim, please tell me about yourself.
I'm a longtime appraiser with an extreme passion for muscle cars. Therefore, I started a business called Car Appraisal, and we offer many different types of services related to inspections of muscle cars and basically any other type of car as well.
And how many years have you been doing this?
35 years and counting.
Wow, and you seem like you're passionate about it.
Very much so. It's been a hobby that I turned into a career many years ago.
What got you hooked as a kid?
A friend came to my house one evening and took me for a ride in his hot rod 67 Camaro. And after a couple of hole shots and banging gears, I was hooked and never looked back.
Jim, I know you probably don't know the exact answer to this, but in your life as an appraiser, how many cars have you appraised, do you think?
When I was servicing the insurance industry, I averaged approximately 1,000 cars a year. And on the side, with the muscle cars, had to be another 50 to 100 cars a year. So it adds up to quite a few.
I heard that you are called into different courts sometime as an expert witness. Tell me about that.
Yes, I've been hired by both defendants and plaintiffs and have been accepted as an expert in my field in the court of law. And I testify under a number of different circumstances, whether it be for actual cash value, diminished value, physical damage, things like that.
So I'm going to ask you two more questions. First question is, what are you here to talk to us about today? And the second question is, what services does your new business do?
Today's subject is going to be about matching numbers, where they're found on a vehicle, how they're decoded, and how they have an effect on the value of the vehicle.
And tell me, what other services do you provide to the public?
We can inspect a car or truck for many different reasons. Pre-purchase inspection, where we would provide you with all the details on the car, nose to tail. Basically everything you would want to know about the car before you make your final decision as to whether or not you actually want to purchase that vehicle. You may want a pre-sale inspection where we would document the car to provide information to a potential buyer. We can obviously do a matching numbers inspection, and some people just want the car documented as to all the build specifics.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Hi, I'm with Jim Murphy from Car Appraisal. Jim, I have a question for you. Why are matching numbers important?
The most significant thing about matching numbers is value. If you are able to verify that a car is in fact matching numbers, you are going to see a definite increase in value. Also, history. Whether a car is matching numbers or not, it'll give you some information as to the car's history. Collectability. A car will be more collectible if it has matching numbers. Also, originality. Again, matching numbers will tell you whether the car is completely original or if it's had changes. Desirability. A matching numbers car will be more desirable to more people. And lastly, verification. Some vehicles, it is questionable as to its exact model or trim level, where matching numbers can provide some verification to those subjects.
Jim, thank you very much. I know that you're going to be giving us examples right now as to what you just talked about.
Absolutely.
So Jim Murphy, talk to me about matching numbers.
Sure. Matching numbers can have a serious effect on the value of a car. Today's subject is a 1968 Camaro Supersport convertible. The customer requested an inspection to determine if the car was truly a matching numbers car. So we'll talk about where the numbers are located, how they can be decoded, and how it has an effect on the value of the car.
What do you mean by matching the numbers car?
Cars are born on the assembly line with numbers stamped into components, and we can determine whether or not the numbers that we see are original to the car and whether they match the vehicle identification number. Here we have the VIN for this particular Camaro, and we concentrate on the last 8 digits being 8N446008. We also need to look at the trim tag for the vehicle because it tells us that this vehicle was produced on the 5th week of May in 1968. The numbers stamped into other components have a direct relationship to the production date of the vehicle. On the front of the engine block, we see 8N446008, which matches the last 8 digits of the vehicle identification number, which would indicate that this is the original engine to the vehicle. There are also additional numbers stamped into the block as to when that block was actually assembled at Tonawanda, New York. The date of assembly has to precede the date of production for the car. There are numbers for the carburetor, which will indicate its application and production date. There's a part number on a cylinder head, which will indicate its application. There are also date stamps on the cylinder head. In this particular case, it is May 10th of 1968. Again, that precedes not only the production of the car, but the assembly of the engine. There's a time clock which will indicate the time of day that that particular part was cast. You have an intake manifold part number which will indicate the application. You have a timestamp which will indicate time of day, and also a production date. In this particular case, May 16th of 1968, again preceding the engine assembly date. And finally, we look at the rear end vehicle dates. In this particular case, it is May 27th. It'll have an alphanumeric code, in this particular case PP, which will indicate that it is a 307 gear ratio, the production date of May 27th, which actually was a Monday, and it also has a code indicating that it was produced by Detroit Axle and Gear. All of these numbers can be decoded and referenced to determine whether or not they were the actual original born with parts for this particular vehicle. This is a cast iron intake manifold for a big block Chevrolet with part number 3955287, which will indicate its specific application. Here you have a date code D870, the D for April, 8 for the 8th day of the month, 70 being the year of 1970. And here you have a time clock indicating the time of day that the foundry cast the part. It also indicates that this part was made during the first shift of the day. This is a Rochester Quadrajet 4-barrel carburetor that has numbers in the casting that will not only decode to its application, but also to its date of manufacture.
Hi, Jim. I know you're going to be doing additional videos in the future. What subjects will you be talking about?
We'll be talking about how we inspect and document for insurance value. Also, what service specifics we provide on pre-purchase and pre-sale inspections, and we'll also have more on matching numbers.
Will you be doing videos from auto shows?
Yes, we will. Videos not only from auto shows, but restorations in progress and engine builds.
What's the best way for somebody to get in touch with you?
Through our website of musclecarappraisal.net, where you will find our contact information for both email and phone.
We will be including a link below this video to Jim's blog, and we would like to thank you for looking at our video, and please subscribe to our channel. Have a super day. Thank you.